We've been getting this unsettled weather all day. Rain and thunderstorms in and out. I love it. All right. A lot of people have been giving me slack for not trimming out the windows in the cabin. So I think I'm going to work on building some trim pieces that I can slip in next time I go out there. So got a couple of 2-inch strips here. These are 24 inches. They're going to go in my 24 by 36 inch window, and this is going to be the trim piece. So I've got 36 inches plus the trim plus another inch. So I'm just trying to figure out how wide I need my sill to be. Okay, there's my sill, and I need 2 more 24-inch pieces. I think I can get those out of the cutoff here. All right, so these are actually cut 3/4 of an inch short, so I have room for my 36-inch piece here, and it won't go above 24 inches. So I need to make that cut. I've got a 36-incher I need to get cut and ripped down to 2 3/4 inches, and then I'll have everything except for my top piece of trim, which will go across above that, and that will be 2 inches wide, similar to this. So let me go make those cuts. Okay. Now I just need my piece of 2-inch trim to go from here to here. All right, I've got all my boards cut. Now what I need to do is notch out the bottom corner on both sides of my windowsill so that it'll fit in. And then I'll be ready to start gluing this up. All right, so I need to come in 2 1/4 and go up 2 3/4. So that's pretty dang close right there. Come in that far, up that far. Okay, I need to cut that out on both ends. All right, I think the first thing that I need to glue up are the sides. So I need to get these glued and pin nailed, and then let them set up So this one and that one right over there. That's why you never hold a board with your fingers when you're using a pin nailer. I've actually done that and had that go through my finger. Alright, I've got the frame all done, and I've just got it dry fit right now. And the reason that it's dry fit is because I still need to route the edges. You know, they're pretty crisp, and I want to get those rounded over. And it's going to be a lot easier. Well, it'll be impossible to do completely once I get this put together. So I need to get all of the corners rounded over before I glue this up. And then I'll be able to glue this up, and then I guess we're ready. Maybe probably do a little bit more finish sanding and get it stained and sealed and take it to the cabin. Alright, I've got all the pieces. This is all glued and pin nailed together. It's all routed, sanded, and ready to go. And so is the sill. So all I need to do now is get the sill glued on and pin nailed. And then from that point, just need to stain it. So let me get that glued on. All right, so I got this all glued up and it's pretty much ready to install, except I forgot this piece that goes right here. So I cut this, sanded it, routed it, and it's prepped it. It's ready to get installed, so let me get that done. All right, so I got it all clamped up. I threw a couple of pin nails in the back, and I guess we'll just wait. Let that finish drying up. I'll probably let it sit all day, probably all night, and start working on it tomorrow. A little finish sanding, and we'll get it stained and sealed. All right, I've given this a couple of coats of True Black stain from Minwax. I know that Kevin Robinson really likes that, and this is what I've been using for all of my trim at the cabin. So I've been using it a lot myself, but gave it a couple of coats, and I've given it one coat of water-based polyurethane. So I've got some 150 grit sandpaper. So I'm just going to give it a light sanding just to knock down the rough edges. I like to do that on after my first coat. Then I'll give it a couple more coats and we'll call it good. So I'm not doing a really rough sanding. I'm just knocking down. You get these places that are a little bit raised. Just knock that down a little bit. And then I'll rinse it off with a damp rag. Then we'll be ready to apply a few more coats of the polyurethane, and then we should be fine. All right, so I just got my second coat on, so I'm going to leave that to dry and cure overnight. This stuff dries pretty fast. You're good to give it another coat in 2 hours, but I'm going to let this one sit overnight. Then I'll come back tomorrow and give it another coat, and then we'll probably call it good.